Welcome back to Season 3, Episode 9 of the Semi-Americans podcast. This is your co-hosts, Daniel Yu and Emmanuel Shatai.
You going my full last name today?
It's the entire government name, yeah. So if y'all want to look him up on Google,
please.
There you go.
Well, hey, good thing they won't find that picture of me when I was, they used to always make fun of me for. Do you remember
I got you. This is how you find it. Type in his full name plus George Mason University.
You can't find it anymore.
Really?
I got it scrubbed. I got it scrubbed from the internet.
Well, if you guys really want it, just DM us. I'll send it to you.
No, he used to. That's because. Why don't you tell him the backstory on that? Back when you used to bully me in high school, bro.
What?
Remember when you used to bully me in high school?
This is false information.
Nah, tell him what picture you used to point out. Then you used to bully me in high school, man.
No, you just look very studious.
That's not what it was.
And,
what did you say? You said I had a little stash. You said I had a dirty stash.
No, you look like you were like a grown man. You look like a young old man. If that makes sense.
A young old man.
Yeah, a young old man.
I look like Benjamin Button.
Benjamin Button, exactly. Reverse
Benjamin
aging.
Button. Nah, that's crazy, bro.
But speaking of, we had a pretty interesting day today, right?
Yeah, we hung out for like most of the day.
Yeah, from 3 to almost 11 now.
Yeah.
We did a lot. We
it was like back in college.
Yeah, it was a chill hangout day. I mean, obviously we did some productive podcasts, super secret, top secret stuff. And then what about where we went to eat?
Oh yeah, we got a shout out
Shawarma Taco.
It's at the Springfield Town Center, the mall.
Yep.
It's right next to. It's very close to the food court.
Very close to the food court near Lids, and
it's a very unique blend as far as cuisines go. It's a mix of like Mexican and Middle Eastern food.
Yep.
Their house sauces were really good. Like we even got to meet the chef.
Yeah,
Their hospitality was through the roof.
It was awesome.
We walked in there and we were asking them how long it's been open, and it's a relatively new spot.
There's only one location right now, but they are expanding to their second location in Woodbridge.
Woodbridge, Virginia, right?
Yeah. In the winter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Daniel got an exclusive because he was talking to our man. So what's his name? Raza.
Raza, yeah.
Raza. Shout out to him. He was very engaging. He kind of gave us an idea of what they're all about, and we always love to support local businesses, and especially local businesses that are immigrant based. So if you're in the Northern Virginia area, DC, Maryland, make sure to go check them out. Plentiful food.
Portions are amazing.
Yeah.
And then the spices and the flavors are unique, very unique.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
It was very good food.
Yeah. So to get into more of our episode today, we wanted to ask the listeners if AI is the answer.
Aha!
Clap.
How did we come up with the title? Because Allen Iverson's also known as AI. Allen Iverson was my favorite basketball player growing up.
Why? Because he was scrappy?
Why do you say it like that?
I don't know. He's scrappy and he doesn't like to go to the gym.
Does that remind you of someone?
No. Why are you looking at me saying that?
No, I'm just asking you if that reminds you of someone.
Oh.
Doesn't like to go lift heavy weights.
I heard you got a gym membership recently. So that's false.
What is this turning into? Hey, man. So, it's AI the answer. And the answer was Allen Iverson's nickname.
Yeah.
When he was playing. So, it's just a little play on words.
A double entendre.
Yeah, it's a double entendre.
Yeah. Like the G silent in lasagna.
Wow, keep going. You got bars? You got bars today?
That was a Wayne bar.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
You can borrow lines. um,
But yeah,
so AI. What did Daniel? What did you end up doing? You ended up going on.
So it's a hot topic recently in terms of Chat GPT.
Yeah.
And we've actually used it a couple times for our podcast so far, right? In terms of helping us to do some of the
captioning,
sometimes coming up with topic ideas or like discussion questions and things like that.
Yeah.
And that's actually something that we decided on doing today. And we basically asked ChatGPT what are 5 of the most important life lessons.
Yeah, what did it say? What was the first one? You got the list in front of you?
Yeah, so basically the first one was embrace change. Basically, life is full of transitions and unexpected events. Embracing change and being adaptable can help you grow and thrive. So,
Okay.
what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, change
is inevitable.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, if you want to have any type of progress in your life
and growth,
it's going to come with change.
Yeah.
So the transitions and unexpected events, both good and bad, end up shaping you. So there really isn't anything you can do
but
to change the course of some of the events that happen in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there are only a few ways you can handle that. You can either embrace the fact that it's going to happen, which also kind of helps prepare you for future unexpected events.
Mm-hmm.
You can choose to ignore it and be surprised every time.
Yes.
All right, that'd be another option, I guess.
Or just be left behind, live in the Stone Ages.
Yeah, if you don't see where things are headed, I don't think you can keep up in this world.
It's hard to be a productive member of society. Basically, you just have to become a hermit and go like live on your own, like in like an isolated forest or something.
Yeah,
like just detached from the society.
We were having this conversation earlier about electric cars.
Yeah.
Right, and how a lot of, for example, I think California is phasing out
gas
cars that use gas,
petroleum.
Yeah, so I know I feel like you're just doing like ad libs, like like it's a Migos song, petroleum. But it we're just talking about that, and I was telling you like I don't know how this change is gonna happen. Are we really is everyone gonna move towards electric cars? And that looks like where we're headed, right?
Yeah, most likely.
So you either you keep up with it and your next car ends up being electric, or you kind of get left behind. Not saying that it will happen within the next like 5-10 years. I don't think like as far as a global scale.
Yeah.
But it's a change.
Yeah, I think within our lifetime, it'll be 100% electric cars.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure. I think it'll definitely be like 99.99% electric cars, and then like the gasoline cars will be like the collectibles or something. Like the antiques will be gasoline cars.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's within our lifetime.
Take. Yeah.
I mean, if let's say we have like I don't know 60 years more, 60 to 70 years, right?
Yeah,
for sure, it'll be all electric cars.
God willing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it may be, but are you going to embrace it or not? Is a big question. And
I mean, you're kind of forced to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately what it comes down to. It's the same thing with like technology. AI comes into play, and it's like, all right, do we not use it? Do we use it? I mean, there's a big debate. I'm sure we'll kind of go into depth a little bit more as we continue this conversation.
Nice.
But yeah, embrace change. I mean, it's a general lesson
Yeah.
that the Chat GPT gave us.
What about the
But
second one? You want to?
yeah, the second one is practice gratitude, cultivate a sense of gratitude for the people and things in your life. It can lead to increased happiness and a positive outlook. How do you feel about that one?
So that's actually something that I have been trying to consciously do recently, as of I think 2 months ago. Um, I came across an Instagram caption of someone that I follow,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very similar to that, where they are actively trying to practice gratitude, and when they, um, whenever they feel like they don't want to do something, or um, something may seem like a chore, right? They try to change their mindset and look at it from an angle of, hey, I have the opportunity to do this,
Mm.
right?
Almost like it's a privilege.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm like, I'm healthy enough to do this. I have the time to do this. I'm capable of doing this, which helps you see it through a different lens and makes you way more thankful to have that ability, right? Versus having, like, being forced to do it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I mean, outlook is so much of how we lead our life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if and it was during the episode with Katya. Even she mentioned how finding gratitude in even the smallest things.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're taking a walk and you come across maybe a flower or a source of water or something, and you have this appreciation for how beautiful God's work is. It really it builds something within you where it's a calming sense,
For sure.
So I definitely, I mean, I vibe with this life lesson as well.
Yeah.
All right, what's the third one?
Failure is a stepping stone to success. Don't be afraid to fail. It is a natural part of the learning process. Use failures as opportunities to learn and improve. That's a tough one because failing is hard, and it is, I feel like a lot of people, the fear of failing prevents them from doing a lot of things that they want to do, right? And try out.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that risk. But at the same time, um, like the caption says, you never know if it's going to be you never know until you try, right?
Mm-hmm.
Similar to kind of like,
what if you fail though? Like, what if someone has experienced failure, and then that kind of makes them, more apprehensive or more reluctant to try something new? How do you think that goes or is perceived?
I mean, that can definitely happen, but at the same time, you're not going to always, um, you're not always going to succeed or like win at everything that you do, right?
Mm.
And like, for example, like every time you shoot a basket, it's not always going to go in, right?
Yeah.
So you have to at least shoot it to see if it's going to go in or not go in.
Right, but my argument for that is like the stakes can be different. Like shooting a basketball, a lot of times you're gonna have another shot. Like
Versus like, for example, like trying to
Versus,
start a business, pouring in all your
Right.
money into it, and then potentially going bankrupt.
right, or like taking a
not.
big test,
Yeah.
or something that can be career altering.
Yeah.
So I don't. This one hits hard because when I think about my life,
Yeah.
there's definitely been instances where I faced failure, and it can be truly debilitating, like to the point that it really, you have to dig deep within yourself
Yeah.
in order to overcome it. and then also try not to have it alter your spirit and your motivation and your drive as you move forward.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I guess a good thing for that, like you said, is to know what motivates you, right?
Mm.
Like your core values,
Always going back to your why.
yeah, and your goals,
Yeah.
and then using that to overcome any failures that you may have.
Yeah.
That's like what'll pick you up and like push you forward.
Yeah.
You know?
And to anyone out there who's listening, you know, who wherever, whoever, um, know that even the people that you think have only seen success or have that you think their path has been perfect, know that they've had their failures along the way too, and really what separates people is their perseverance and their
Yeah.
resilience. So if it's relevant to anyone out there who's listening at this moment, and there's something that you've put your mind to, and you feel like you haven't had the right moment to go chase after that goal, um, take this as your sign to know that things take time, and really it's not always based on our timing, but that doesn't mean that we can't put in our effort. One of my favorite things that I actually learned from one of my mentors was faith with effort. So it's like it's important to have faith, but it's also important to do our part. And sometimes doing our part means that we'll meet obstacles and have instances of failure.
Yeah.
But you just gotta keep pushing.
Keep pushing forward.
Yep.
That's good. That's good advice. Faith plus effort.
Number 4, be kind and compassionate. Showing kindness and compassion towards others can make a significant difference in their lives and also enhance your own well-being.
How does it enhance your own well-being, being compassionate?
I mean, I think it's fulfilling.
Self, like, you feel good.
Yeah.
When you do nice
When
things for other people, it definitely makes you feel good for sure.
Yeah. So I think that compassion is something that, I mean, first and foremost, I think at baseline that should be your interaction with everybody. I've always said, like, respect is a universal currency. So respect, compassion, kindness, I think that should be your baseline when you're interacting with people. Unless, of course, they give you a reason not to do that. Not everyone is deserving of. Well, I'll take that back. I don't want to say not everyone. Not everyone is deserving of your time if something's not being reciprocated.
Okay.
Like your time and your effort.
Yeah.
And your energy.
Yeah.
But
you should treat everybody respectfully.
Yeah. Even if you have differences, right? Even if you have things you don't see eye to eye with,
you still
I don't know. It's just better to move forward in a way that you acknowledge. We don't have to be best friends.
Respectfully disagree.
Right. Exactly. Like, we don't have to be best friends.
Yeah.
But you still show them. You still show them respect.
Yeah. Or like,
as a human being, like that's the least that they deserve, right?
Or if you want to talk some talk, you just talk some talk on their IG and then go #respectfully. Have you seen that?
No, I never.
Like, I know, like, people do that all the time in terms of, like, they'll like comment some like BS and then literally just put #respectfully, or start this conversation off respectfully and then just.
And they'll be dissing the person. Yeah. No, I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like as we grow, right, even as kids, when we become like self-aware, that's probably the point where we start to notice how impactful our actions are.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
especially in a negative sense. Like if there's something that you do that hurts someone's feelings or makes them feel terrible and all that, that's I probably even to this day I'll probably remember more moments where I'm like, oh man, like I remember when I made, my loved one or, somebody close to me feel bad.
Feel bad, yeah.
More so than I remember the times that I made them, that I made them feel, great about themselves.
Yeah. Well, I think also just because in general, like because you do practice compassion and respect, and kindness on a general basis, uh, the latter in terms of like making people feel bad and whatnot stand out more to you because you're not necessarily that person.
Yeah.
Like that's a very 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 small amount of time, right? So
yeah.
that's probably why.
Yeah, that's good. That's a
Yeah.
good take.
Which is good.
That's a good take.
Which is absolutely great.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It's crazy how like even from a stranger, if they give you a compliment or something, right? And they're just nice to you, it can make your day. Versus like you have a bad interaction with someone and just might mess up your mood for like a couple hours or like a day or something.
Yeah.
Okay, number 5. Prioritize self-care. Taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally is crucial for maintaining balance and achieving your goals. Remember to make time for relaxation and self-reflection.
Wow. Yeah.
You're doing a little bit more of that now, right? I mean, obviously,
Yeah,
you're
definitely.
still kind of studying for your board exam, but you don't have as much of the added pressure of having to like go in, right, to the hospital, crazy schedule, at least a little bit for the next, what is it, like
Couple
month
of
and a
weeks.
half,
Yeah.
or no,
Couple weeks.
couple weeks, yeah, before you take it. It's coming up actually. Or I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's straight, man. But this is important in a lot of ways, right? Taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Because I think the fault that we make a lot of times, and I've had this conversation with some of the people I love the most, where I almost have to protect themselves from themselves, right? Where I know that they are very giving and they just want to keep doing for others, but it can't come at a cost of hurting yourself, right? Meaning like draining yourself, just tiring yourself out. Because ultimately
you're running the well dry.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a moment where you may have very little left.
Yeah.
As far as, your energy or, your motivation, and it'll do more harm
for sure
than you would expect. So that's something that I think I definitely need to work on, and I know that a couple people around me need to work on.
What have you been doing? I guess like recently to help with that.
I think a big part of it is being more aware when it's about to happen.
Yeah.
Like I used to take on problems, other people's problems, like left and right, almost like it was my responsibility to fix things.
Yeah.
But then you get to a realization, maybe it's because I'm also getting older, you get to a realization that you can't fix everybody's problems.
Yeah.
You really can't. And you have to start limiting how you distribute
your time,
your
and
efforts.
energy.
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, even you personally know of situations I've been in where, I've gone above and beyond to help.
Oh, for sure.
And do more, even if it came at the expense of myself. And if I had a chance to like go back and do it again, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Definitely not. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with everything that you said so far. Um, I think it's good to have, maybe one or two healthy like hobbies or outlets that you can do and set some time every. If you're like super busy, and it doesn't even have to be every day, but maybe once or twice a week, right? Where you can kind of decompress and not have to worry about whatever is going on in your life, right? And just have an hour, 2 hours, whatever that time period may be, to just like, not think about anything and just do what you enjoy for yourself, right?
Yeah. No, that's important as well.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like, I don't know, like you like some like journaling or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know, listening to music or podcasting. Yeah,
Yeah.
um, like hanging out with your friends,
Yeah.
whatever it may be, right? Yeah,
I mean, I think this was a decent list.
yeah. I think first, like these 5 things are good outlooks
Yeah.
uh, to have, and it'll definitely help you live a more positive, happier life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you think the future of AI is headed? Like the way we use it currently, right, is
Yeah.
more of a like we use it as a tool to it's like a supplemental.
Yeah.
It's a supplemental aid to whatever creative projects we're thinking about. But I haven't really sat there and used it as a I haven't said like, write me a script or write me, something.
I mean, right now, in terms of ChatGPT, for example, it has parameters that you have to give, right? Versus like an AI that can actually think on its own,
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote, like kind of like the movies, right? I don't know if it exists. It probably does somewhere.
Probably does.
Yeah, it probably does. But there are limitations, right? The creativity of it, right? Sometimes, like for example, like some of the movies that you watch or like shows that you watch are like, how are there humans in this world that have the brain capacity to come up with these scenarios, right?
Right.
It's like, I don't know, you're either super creative or like you got some stuff going on in your head, and but yeah, I don't know if AI could ever come up with like some of those things, uh, but it is a very useful tool for sure, and it saves me a lot of time.
Yeah. Now the question becomes like in the future, I think the big fear is always
it replacing jobs
not
or
only
people being too reliant on it.
all the above.
Yeah.
Replacing jobs, yeah, that's definitely one.
For sure, it'll replace.
Although I think we are also kind of overestimating
the capability.
Not only the capability, but
a lot of jobs.
A lot of the world isn't the U.S.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there are a lot of
that require
parts of the
labor.
world that don't have access to the same technology. Like even Wi-Fi and
computers.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right. So much of the world is still reliant on like
manual labor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
then also like in a lot of jobs, even within the U.S., there are a lot of technology jobs. But then at the same time, a lot of it does have a human component in terms of like human interactions, right?
Yeah.
And being able to navigate that, which AI can't do, right?
Yeah. It's like, does AI have a spirit? Does AI have soul?
Yeah.
There's still a lot of questions out there, and who knows where things are headed. But
there are some jobs that it'll definitely take over for sure, like AI and automation and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like even in like the simple stuff, like you go to a McDonald's, like Now there's like one person working the cash register,
Mhm.
and they have like those screens. It's
Yeah.
automation, you know.
Yeah.
They actually have an automated drive-through now. I think I saw it online.
Really?
Yeah, McDonald's automated drive-through.
But then imagine if there's like
Something
the
goes
AI
wrong.
is like makes a mistake as you're like ordering, you're trying to like change the order, and I don't know, the human experience. That's like even nowadays, like I get some of my clothes online, but I still like the experience of going out to the mall or going out to shop in order to see. You know,
Yeah,
you
to
get to like
try it
feel the
out. Yeah.
material. You get to actually size it up, and
Mhm.
actually try to, you know, how will this actually look on me and all that stuff.
Yeah,
And um, same thing with like shoes, right?
for sure.
A lot of shoe stores are like closing, and I don't know, the experience of the mall is still something
It's
that I enjoy.
nostalgic.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
nostalgic.
Yeah, especially because like when we were growing up, that was like
That was
the place where
one
we
of
would
the,
all
yeah,
hang out. Yeah.
exactly.
So I don't know. It'll be, especially the next. I would say the next 5 years are going to be pretty interesting to see where the trajectory takes us.
There's a lot of
Um,
development.
yeah, and it's going at a rapid rate. I mean,
Yeah.
even from our time. Look, man, we were in high school and like the first iPhones were coming out.
For sure. Did you see that the first iPhone ever? What did it sell? Something crazy. It sold for, I think it was like 800,000.
Really?
Something ridiculous.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It recently sold at auction. I think it was within the last week or 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
It was an unboxed first gen iPhone.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, it was hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Wow.
I know that for sure. Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
Apple enthusiasts.
For real. So we'll see where the future takes us, man.
Yeah,
We'll see.
exciting times.
It's somewhat, you know, cautiously optimistic.
Yeah,
Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. We appreciate everybody who listens. Continue to follow us on all the social media pages. We have all the links in the descriptions for the episodes. This is our wrap up for season 3. It's been a fun season. You may see us still post things here and there as we prep for season 4. We'll likely have a different format, but exciting things ahead. You know, we're always thinking and discussing ways to
improve the podcast,
Exactly.
try out new things. Hopefully, we'll be implementing some cool stuff for season 4.
Yep. And that's a wrap for us, folks. Peace and love to everybody all across the world. This is Emmanuel B. signing off for Daniel Y. The Semi Americans Podcast. Peace.